I'm on page 193. Think about math. And the first question says, what is the common consecutive difference for the function f of x equals negative 3x plus 2? So we need to take this function and find the common consecutive difference. All right, this is a linear function because its x does not have an exponent. It's just x to the first power. So I think we can do this with just 4 points. We'll see. So let's make a table with 5 rows, because remember we always need a header row. And let's make a place for our x's, a place for our f of x, and then a place for our consecutive difference. And here we go. So here we have our x table. We want to put our y values in here. That's going to be determined by this function. And then this one will be the consecutive difference column. Okay, so first I need to choose some x's, and I'm going to choose some small ones. Right now, this is all we're worried about right here. So I'm going to choose negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And I'm just picking those at random. I like those because they're small. I do always want to include a negative just to see what's happening in the negative world. So these are the x values that we're working with. You could pick any ones you want. You could use negative 560.3, whatever you want. I just like the simple ones. Okay, so here we have f of negative 1 is going to be negative 3 times negative 1 plus 2. So this is positive 3 plus 2 is 5. F of 0 is 3 times 0 plus 2. That is 0 plus 2, or 2. Then f of 1 is 3 times 1 plus 2 is going to be 5. What am I doing wrong? Oh, sorry. This is negative. Excuse me. I lose my negative signs. You guys are seeing that over and over. It's been the case all my life. So negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. And then f of 2 is going to be negative 3 times 2 plus 2. So that's negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. So here are the y values of my points. If I wanted to graph, I could, using the yellow and the blue to make a point. But I don't need to graph. This was just where I found the y values. And now we need to find consecutive difference. So here we're going to focus just on these. Remember from my last video the mistake I made. I do need to start with this one. So we have negative 2 No, we don't. We have positive 2. Minus 5 is negative 3. And then I would bring this one up here. And I would say 1 minus 2 is negative 1. I did it again. What did I do? Why am I not putting the negative signs on? Do you do that too? I suspect you don't. I suspect you're doing much better than I am. Okay, so here we go. Negative 4 minus negative 1 is negative 3. So to answer the first question, what is the common consecutive difference for the function? The common means it's the same all the way down. Consecutive difference is negative 3. Okay. Then the second question, what is the common consecutive difference for f of x equals x minus 4? Now let me check for any negative signs. I don't see any. So we need a table just like the one we built up there. Let's use 5 rows. These are very work intensive, but they're helping us practice one thing. We're practicing functions. We're also learning something that when you see the whole picture, you'll understand. When we see a quadratic function, this pattern will be different. So bear with me. Let's just keep plotting along. So my x's, I'm going to use the same ones I used up there. My function is this. And then here we're going to put our consecutive difference. We don't know if it's common yet or not. We have to see it to know if it's common. But for right now, all I'm worried about is this part. I made up the yellows, the green, the X's, and we're going to use those to find the blues. When I was learning these in high school, I just made copies of this. I would make one of these. I did use color, and I would just photocopy it, and then I could just put my function in there, and I could do these all day. All right, the first one we're going to substitute a negative 1. And so that's going to be negative 1 minus 4 equals negative 5. Then I will substitute a 0, and I get 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Then I substitute a 1, and I get 1 minus 4 is negative 3. I can already tell you the consecutive difference, but we'll finish it. F of 2 is going to be 2 minus 4, and that is negative 2. So let's roll on over to this section. Focus just on this part of the table. You do need to see your y values right there, but they're still in frame, kinda. And here we go. Let's map the consecutive differences out. So here is -4 minus -5. That is going to be 1. Then we have -3 minus -4. It's going to be 1. And then we have -2 minus -3, and that also will be 1. So to answer their question, it is common because it's the same all the way down. The common consecutive difference is +1. And that is think about math. And I think I'm going to bring this one right up here, if it'll fit. It might, just to conserve my space on my notebook. We're just a few pages in and my notebook's filling up like crazy, and I'm sure yours is too. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stop the video and then we'll take a look at the quadratic function.